Globe latitudes and longitudes. Equator and parallels of latitudes. We need certain points of reference and lines to find out the location of places. You will notice that a needle is fixed through the globe in a tilted manner. This is called its axis. 2 points on the globe through which the needle passes are 2 poles, the North Pole and the South Pole. Equator. This is an imaginary line that divides the Earth into 2 equal parts. The northern half of the Earth is known as the Northern Hemisphere and the southern half is known as the Southern Hemisphere. The equator is an imaginary circular line and is a very important reference point to locate places on the Earth. The equator receives direct sunlight throughout the year, which makes the weather quite hot in these areas. Now we will look at the parallels of latitudes. We know that the equator divides the Earth into the northern and the southern hemispheres. There are parallel circles that start at the equator and move to the poles. These are the parallels of latitudes. These parallel circles are very important as they help us in navigation and location of points on the Earth. We measure latitudes in degrees. The equator represents the 0-degree latitude. The North Pole, 90 degree N, and the South Pole, 90 degrees S. All parallels north of the equator are called north latitudes. All parallels south of the equator are called south latitudes. Important parallels of latitudes, besides the equator, 0 degrees, the North Pole, 90 degree N, and the South Pole, 90 degrees S. There are 4 important parallels of latitudes. Tropic of Cancer, 23 degrees N, in the Northern Hemisphere. Tropic of Capricorn, 23 degrees S, in the Southern Hemisphere. Arctic Circle at 66 degrees north of the equator. Antarctic Circle at 66 degrees south of the equator.